Number one interior gateway protocol that is out there on the internet today is called OSPF. OSPF stands for Open Shortest Path First, and it is the number one dynamic routing protocol that you're going to see on individual areas on the internet itself. Now, I got to be careful about something here. Number one, OSPF is kind of a pain in the rear end to configure. And to go through the process of actually configuring OSPF on a particular router is a bit painful. Luckily for us, it's not on the Network Plus. What they expect us to know is what OSPF is and some basic aspects of how it works. So let's get that down. Number one, it is IGP. And secondly, it uses LinkState protocol. So if OSPF is LinkState, well, let's talk about how it comes into play. And I want to use the exact same prop I used in the previous episode for RIP, except this time, poof, it's OSPF. Now, what's happened here, again, we have three routers that have just been connected to each other. Each router knows about one particular network ID, but they don't know anything else. The moment you plug OSPF routers together, they begin sending LinkState advertisements. So they're calculating their links. The link is based mainly on bandwidth more than anything else. And then they begin to talk about what are the other networks that they're connected to. Now, the downside to all this is that we have to set this up in such a way that there's going to be one boss, or what's known as the designated router. So I'm going to pretend right now and say X is the designated router. Each router is configured to be within a particular area ID, which by wacky coincidence, area IDs and OSPF look pretty much like IP addresses. They have nothing to do with IP addresses, but they look like IP addresses. Anyway, so when I'm setting these routers up, I put each one of them into a particular area ID. Once they know what their area ID is, they start talking to each other and they know what to say. They elect automatically one of the three routers in this case to be the designated router and another router to be the backup designated router. Now, you can set this manually. Most people don't. They let the routers figure this out. So now that these guys are figured each other out, what they'll do is they'll begin to send LinkState advertisements to say things like, oh, I just want to let you guys know I'm connected to network A. So that's literally all he'll say. I'm connected to network A. This guy will do the same for network B. This guy over here, whoop, this is B over here. He'll say for B, and he'll say it for C. So instead of sending out the entire routing table, they're just sending out individual link states so everybody can quickly update. That's the big, big improvement of OSPF over, in particular, RIP, is that convergence can happen in seconds. And that's a big reason people like to use it. OSPF is completely compatible with CIDR-based IP addresses. It's really fast. It's relatively easy to configure once you understand how it works. And it also works very, very well with the big kahuna, which is BGP.